It's time for the Glendale Devotional Podcast, a 5-minute weekday devotional ministry from Glendale Baptist Church in Glenn, Mississippi. The speaker is John Haynes. Now, here is Brother John.
Today, I'd like for us to begin looking at Psalm 37. It is a marvelous psalm, a psalm written by David. Now, when we say David, it is the young David who played the harp. It was the young David who was a shepherd. It was the young David who slew Goliath with a slingshot. It was this David who became king of Israel. And he writes, beginning in verse 1, "Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the workers of iniquity." Don't become agitated at those who seek to do evil. And there are so many in our world today who seek to do iniquity. They speak iniquity. They behave in a very sinful way. There's untold violence going on all over the world. But you know what? I realize that God is in control. We get so nervous and upset about elections in our country, and we need to take it seriously. However, God is still in control. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the workers of iniquity. In other words, don't be envious of those who seem to prosper, even though their life is riddled with sin. That's not our responsibility. We're simply wanting to walk by faith and not by sight. We're simply wanting to trust God in all things. Now, I want to skip over for just a moment. You may hear the pages of my Bible here. I want to skip over to Psalm 73. And in Psalm 73, beginning with verse 3, the psalmist said, "I was envious of the boastful when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." Now, it is so easy for us to become envious of someone else. And yet, one of the 10 Commandments says, "You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife." Something that you don't have that you want to have. Nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Don't be envious of that. Don't covet that. God is faithful, and He's given unto us all things that pertain to life and godliness. The scripture says that godliness with contentment is great gain. So be thankful for what we have. Now, does that mean that we can't have a wish list? God, would you give me a better car if it's your will? I'll be thankful for what I've got. Let's be thankful for what we have. The scripture says in verse 2 in Psalm 37, "For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb." It is easier to refrain from envying the wicked when we stop and consider their destiny. Grass and tender plants are temporary and do not last. The grass, the green herb, they're going to be cut down. So Psalm 37 begins by saying, let's be content with what we have. The New Testament echoes that by saying, He has already said He would never leave you nor forsake you. Jesus is what we need. Let's rest in Him. May the Lord bless you. I hope you have a good day. Join me tomorrow, same time, same place, right here, for the Glendale Devotional Podcast on the Liberty Radio Network. Have a good and godly day.
Thank you for listening each afternoon at 12:05 on Fun 91 for the Glendale Devotional Podcast, presented by Glendale Baptist Church. Their mailing address is P.O. Box 70, Glenn, Mississippi 38846.